Today's recipe is everyone's favorite chili chicken. With just a handful of simple ingredients, we're going to make sweet, spicy, saucy, crispy chili chicken that tastes exactly like the kind you get at your favorite restaurant. So without wasting any time, let's get started on this recipe. To make this dish, I've taken 500 grams of chicken on the bone. Bone-in chicken gives this dish so much more flavor than boneless, and it holds up beautifully when fried, staying juicy on the inside while getting that perfect crispy exterior. Now let's get into marinating it properly, because the marination is really what makes or breaks a good chili chicken. First, we'll add 1 teaspoon of salt to the chicken. Salt at this stage helps season the meat all the way through, not just on the surface. Next, we'll add 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. Fresh ginger garlic paste makes a huge difference here. It adds that pungent aromatic base flavor that's essential to any good Indo-Chinese dish. If you have the time, freshly crushing your own ginger and garlic instead of using the store-bought paste will take the flavor up another notch, but store-bought works perfectly fine, too. After that, we'll add 1 teaspoon of black pepper powder. This gives a subtle background heat that's different from the chili heat we'll add later. It rounds out the flavor profile nicely. Then goes in 1 teaspoon of dark soy sauce, which gives the chicken a deep color and a slightly sweet, umami-rich undertone. Now we'll add 1 teaspoon of red chili sauce, followed by 1 teaspoon of green chili sauce. Using both red and green chili sauce together gives the dish layers of heat and tang, rather than just a single flat spiciness. Now here I've taken 2 tablespoons of corn flour, which we'll add to the marinade. Corn flour is key to getting that crispy, slightly crunchy coating once the chicken is fried. Along with that, I've also added 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, or maida. The combination of corn flour and maida gives the coating the perfect texture, not too hard, not too soft. Just that satisfying crunch to help bind everything together and mix it all evenly. We'll crack in 1 egg. The egg acts as a binding agent, helping the flour and corn flour stick to the chicken properly instead of falling off during frying. After adding the egg, mix everything together thoroughly, using your hands. Using your hands rather than a spoon really helps you get into all the nooks of the chicken pieces and coat them evenly. You'll notice the marinade sticking to every piece uniformly. Once everything is well combined, we'll set the chicken aside to marinate for at least half an hour. If you have extra time, marinating for a couple of hours or even overnight in the refrigerator will make the chicken even more flavorful, but 30 minutes is the minimum you'll want for the flavors to actually penetrate the meat. After the marination time is up, heat oil well in a pan or kadai, and once it's hot enough, carefully drop the chicken pieces into it. Fry the chicken for about 8 to 10 minutes or until it turns a deep golden brown. Keep the flame on medium throughout the frying process. This is important, because if the flame is too high, the coating will brown too quickly on the outside while the chicken stays undercooked on the inside. Medium heat lets the chicken cook through evenly while the coating turns crispy and golden. Keep in mind that if your chicken pieces are smaller, they'll cook faster, so you might need less time. But if the pieces are larger or on the bone with more meat, they'll need a bit more time in the oil to cook through completely. Always check that the chicken is cooked through. Before removing it, you can cut into a larger piece to check. Or just make sure the outside has that deep golden color, which is usually a reliable sign. Once done, remove the fried chicken pieces from the oil and set them aside on a plate, ideally lined with a paper towel to soak up any excess oil. Now, to actually build the chili chicken, we'll move on to the sauce and stir-fry portion of the recipe. In a pan, add 2 tablespoons of oil and let it heat up well. Once hot, add julienned green chilies, ginger, and garlic. I've mentioned all the exact quantities in the description box below for anyone who wants precise measurements. Saute this mixture well for about a minute, until the raw smell of the ginger and garlic completely disappears. This step is important. If you skip it or rush it, the dish will end up with a raw, sharp taste instead of that mellow, aromatic base flavor you're looking for. Once the raw smell is gone and everything is nicely sauteed, add in the whites of spring onions. Along with that, add 1 small-sized capsicum, which I've cut into cubes. Cutting the capsicum into cubes rather than thin strips gives the dish a nicer bite and texture, and it holds its shape better during the quick stir-fry. Give everything a good mix. Next, we'll start adding in the sauces. Add 1 teaspoon of dark soy sauce and give it a quick stir. Then add 1 teaspoon of white vinegar. The vinegar is what gives chili chicken that distinctive tangy edge that makes it so addictive. Don't skip it. Mix everything together well. And then it's time to add in our fried chicken. Once the chicken goes in, give everything a thorough toss so the chicken gets coated evenly with all those aromatics and sauces. Make sure every piece is well mixed in with the capsicum, onions, and chilies. Now we'll add a corn flour slurry to help thicken and bind the sauce to the chicken. To make the slurry, mix 1 tablespoon of corn flour with a 1/4 cup of water until it's completely smooth with no lumps. Pour this into the pan and mix it in well with the chicken. This slurry is what gives the sauce that glossy, slightly thick, restaurant-style consistency that clings to every piece of chicken instead of pooling at the bottom of the plate. Once the chicken is well coated with the slurry, we'll add a few more spices and sauces to round out the flavor. I've added 3 to 4 tablespoons of tomato ketchup here. Feel free to adjust this to your own taste, adding a little more if you like it sweeter and tangier. Then add half a teaspoon of black pepper powder. At this point, taste the dish and adjust the salt as needed. You can add anywhere from a 1/4 to half a teaspoon more salt, depending on your preference and how salty your soy sauce already was. Next, add 1 teaspoon of chicken powder or chicken masala. If you have it on hand, if you don't, feel free to skip this. It's optional and the dish will still taste great without it. Mix everything together well one more time. After that, decide whether you want your chili chicken completely dry, which is great as a starter or snack, or whether you'd like a bit of gravy, which pairs beautifully with rice. Depending on your preference, add anywhere from a 1/4 cup to half a cup of water. Mix it in thoroughly, and let it come to a boil. As soon as it starts bubbling and the sauce thickens up nicely, it's time to garnish. Sprinkle the greens of the spring onions generously over the top. This not only adds a fresh pop of color, but also a nice mild oniony crunch that contrasts beautifully with the crispy chicken. And there you have it. Our restaurant-style chili chicken is ready. Make this at home and enjoy it with your family. I promise it's incredibly delicious. You can pair this with fried rice, plain rotis, or even pav for a comforting meal. Or if you'd prefer, it works wonderfully as a starter or appetizer on its own for get-togethers and parties. So that's it for today's recipe, all ready to be plated up and served. You'll find all my written recipes with exact measurements on my website and also in the description box below, so do check that out if you want the precise quantities for every ingredient. I really hope you enjoyed today's recipe and give it a try soon. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time,